Alright guys, thanks for tuning in tonight for another analysis whiteboard breakdown of a season of movie watching. So remember, we started the movie watching year with the spring season of movie watching, which begins in the end of March, goes through May. And then we had the June season, we had the July season, we had the August season, then we had the end of summer, beginning of fall season. Then we had Horror Fest, and then we had the late fall season, and then we had Thanksgiving Fest. After Thanksgiving Fest, there is a little gap, a little break of either 1 day or maybe 6 days. This year it's 2 days. So Thanksgiving Fest concludes on Black Friday. That is a change from last year. And then there will be a 2-day period, November 29th and the 30th. And then we start another season of movie watching on the 1st of December. And it is called Christmasfest. Okay, so this one we've changed a little bit as far as the dates over the years. But this year we've changed it so that it is December the 1st through the 25th of December. That is a change because the last several times we've done it through the 31st of December. We're not doing that this year. We decided that that just doesn't work. No one really feels like watching Christmas movies after Christmas Day. So we'll talk about that little gap after Christmas Day next, but tonight I'm bringing you Christmasfest breakdown, and I'm going to start with the must-watches. We have 11 must-watches in just 25 days to cover those 11 must-watches. That is the most must-watches since the August season. Okay, so back to trying to get a lot of these films that really gotta check out, and I'm gonna tell you which ones that I really recommend that you have to watch. Okay, but these are definitely the 11 must-watches for me. And we start with The Sure Thing, 1985. This is a wonderful romantic comedy with John Cusack, Daphne Zuniga. We also have Nicolette Sheridan, who is the Sure Thing, Anthony Edwards, the hotshot California boy, and we have Joshua Cadman in this as John Cusack's roommate. He was in Going All the Way, 1982, and Superstition, 1982, and also we have Tim Robbins in this in a small role and in a funny role. He was really good in the comedy roles that he was in, and this is one of his early films, Tim Robbins as Gary Cooper. So that's one of our must-watches there, and yeah, I recommend checking this one out. It's a really sweet film, and I like the English teacher in this is really good too, great actress, and it's a great watch. It goes into, it's not really considered a Christmas movie by a lot of people, but it definitely, it takes place going into Christmas break. So, and then there's some Christmas music in it, so it is Christmas related. And then we have The Christmas Story, and I notice that's The Christmas Story, not A Christmas Story. This is a Dragnet episode from 1967. It's my favorite episode in the series. It was first done, and they first did this episode in 1953, and it was called Little Big Jesus. This one's with Jack Webb and Ben Alexander. It's the same story, but I like this one better, the color version. It has Harry Bartell as the priest, and you also see a young Barry Williams in this, Brady Bunch, Greg Brady in this, and we have Fernando Vasquez, plays the little boy, and it's just an incredible ending. They're searching for the person who stole the little child Jesus from a major scene in a Catholic church. It's just a great episode. It's a great message at the end. So I definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't. And then this one is impossible to explain. It's Santa's Christmas Circus, 1966. James Bilyeu, Frank Wiziardi, Cindy Dolan, and a bunch of other people. This is a strange, I think it's like 50 minutes long. It's a weird little kids TV program that was on in 1966. And you gotta watch the Riff Tracks commentary version. It is hilarious, it is just bizarre, and it's one of the best riffed films by the Riff Tracks guys, Michael J. Nelson and company. So this one, give this one a chance. I first ran into this maybe 5 years ago, and highly recommend checking it out. Mr. Kruger, I don't know if I spelled this right, I don't think it might be EU, Mr. Kruger's Christmas, so I'm not sure, 1980. This one, I remember we did a lot of Mormon films in the late fall season of movie watching. This is a Latter-day Saints film, and it has a weird Latter-day Saints feel to it, let me tell you. But it's also a good, underrated Christmas film. It's about 26 minutes long. It stars Jimmy Stewart, one of his last roles. He's like 70 something in the film, but he looks a lot older in this film. And Beverly Rowland, who was in some other Mormon films. It's good to see her. And I think she also was in Beyond and Back. She had a role in Beyond and Back as well. And then Carissa Aliisa is the little girl in this. And this is a nice little film. I don't highly recommend, like, you have to watch this, but if you do have like 25 minutes, check it out. It is pretty good. It's one that kind of grows on you after a couple of viewings. So that's another one of our must watches. And this is one of my favorites. This is Girl in the Emporium, 1960. This is from like season 9 of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. It gives you, it's a kind of a love triangle type of story featuring Rick Nelson and Skip Young both applying for a seasonal job in a department store clothing section. It gives you this great feel of the way those stores were back in the early 60s, and they're vying for the affections of a girl that works there, and she's played by Judy Meredith, and it's just really, really good. I love this episode. It's a great Christmas episode. You also have, of course, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Nelson and David Nelson in kind of smaller roles, but it's mostly Rick Nelson, Skip Young, and Judy Meredith, and then the department store manager. It's a really good episode. Next one is The Perfect Tenant, 1999. This is where I get the term finger-licking, two-bit slut from. And this is a really funny, unintentionally funny, kind of Lifetime thriller type of film, kind of like direct-to-video. Maxwell Caulfield, who was in Grease 2, and he's excellent in this, in the lead role. And you also have Linda Pearl, a lot of you are familiar with her. She was in The Visiting Hours, 1982, one of our Horror Fest films. And Earl Holliman, also a great long-time actor, just passed away last year. And speaking of Nelsons, we have Tracy Nelson, Rick Nelson's daughter, and this is the psycho ex-girlfriend of Caulfield. And yeah, this is a good one to check out. Perfect Tenant, 1999. It's kind of a stretch to call this a Christmas movie, but it is bookended by something that happened in Maxwell Caulfield as a child's Christmas Eve, and then kind of a reenactment of that scene of what happened to him at the end of the film. So it has some Christmas theme to it, but really not considered a Christmas movie, but it's a good one to check out. And then, of course, Die Hard, 1988, probably the first one on this list that any of you have ever seen or agree with as being a must-watch. Definitely a must-watch. Bruce Willis and Bonnie Bedelia. Alan Rickman is incredible in this. And of course, Reginald Bell Johnson is the lovable cop. And we have so many other great character actors in this. I can't even begin to talk about all of them. Grand L. Bush is one of them, but a lot of great actors, well directed. And Die Hard, 1980, Christmas doesn't start until you see Hans Gruber fall from Nakatomi Plaza. And of course, this film is always, sometime after that night when you watch it, you gotta chase it up with whatever you eat, with a couple of Twinkies, right? So Die Hard. And then we have the next one is one that I really recommend. And this is another Mormon film. It doesn't feel like a Mormon film, but it is just a wonderful film. I know I've talked about it before. The Gift, 1977. It is very short. It's like 16 minutes. It's available to watch. Check out The Gift, guys. Great snow atmosphere. I think it's kind of Depression era. It has James Griffith, who's a longtime great actor, and then Joyce Sampson plays his wife, and my man Brett Palmer as a kid. He's from In Your Wildest Dreams, 1991. So Brett Palmer is great in this. I love this film. It is a great Christmas film. Check it out. Santa Claus, 1959. This has always been a must-watch. Very close to Christmas Eve, like maybe the 22nd, 23rd. Usually I like to get this one in the night of our party, of our Christmas, John's birthday Christmas party we have. So Santa Claus. This is you gotta watch the MST3K version. Jose Moreno, it's a Mexican Christmas film. And then we have Jose Aguirre, and then Lupita, the aggressively cute, as they say, Lupita Cazadas as Lupita is a great film. I love Santa Claus. And you also have the great breaks between on the Satellite of Love, so many great things like the Santa Claus, the songs, Merry Christmas If It's Okay, and the other one by Santa Claus, the hair metal band. So this is what I highly recommend. And then we have the last two must watches are both Christmas Eve. This is like a double feature. So It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed, Lionel Barrymore, Henry Travers, Thomas Mitchell, Ward Bond. You got Alfalfa in this. Everyone knows the film. Always on TV on Christmas Eve, so this is one to check out. And then after that, John's Church's Christmas Eve special. All right, so this is a live viewing for 2025 because we're going to watch it, and we always watch it live. It's become a tradition now. John has the live stream of his church. Last year we saw John, I think. That may have been the Easter one, but we saw John at one of the church services. But it has excellent music, usually a very good message, and yeah, I think I got his church right. But this is Pastor George, and then Mark Wallace. It's Benjamin George and Mike and Mark Wallace. I think I got the church right. Sorry, John, if I got it wrong. I'm pretty sure that's his church, his people there. Excellent service every year. This is a must-watch. So the ones that if I had to do the top 4 of these that I would really recommend, it would be definitely The Gift, check that one out. Definitely Santa Claus, check that one out. I would definitely say check out The Christmas Story, and then Santa's Christmas Circus. So those are probably the top ones. All right. Talk about the others. So the others, and you know, some of you guys are going to be like, "Where's like Home Alone and all these other films?" Like, that's great. That's for you. It's a lot of it. If it's not up here, it's not one that I have in my considerations. But these are other ones maybe you haven't watched. Maybe you should check out Silent Night, Deadly Night if you like horror. Yukon, I'm sure you're familiar with this. Vaughn, I'm sure you're familiar with this. And Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984. I love this one. It's got Linnea Quigley in it, and it's a pretty risque type of film that's different from any horror movie in the 80s. Charlie Brown Christmas, 1967, speaks for itself. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, 1966. This is an MST3K one with Joel doing the commentating, Joel and the Bots. Now, this is one that I've watched many times for Christmasfest, but it's never been a must-watch for me. I don't really need it. It's not as good, not even nearly as good as Santa Claus, 1959. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 1989. A little overrated, but it's good. But it's not an every year thing. The Shop Around the Corner, 1942. This one's a near must watch. This is Jimmy Stewart. It's a lot of other great actors in this. This is a phenomenal romantic comedy film, and it is such a good film. I really recommend checking out The Shop Around the Corner. It was remade in 1998. You've Got Mail, but this one is a lot better. Class, 1983, with Andrew McCarthy, Jacqueline Bisset, Rob Lowe, Cliff Robertson, Alan Ruck, John Cusack's first film, Virginia Madsen. It's another stretch to call this a Christmas movie, but they do a Christmas break in this. This is a good 80s comedy that doesn't get talked about. Die Hard 2, 1990 it's a pretty good film. It's a Christmas related film. It's a little bit of a rehash, but it's pretty good if you just want to follow up your Die Hard with another one. This is pretty good. Star Wars Holiday Special 1978 is one that probably should be more like Thanksgiving Fest, because I think it came out during like Thanksgiving Day or something in 1978. But it really has nothing to do with Christmas, but it's holidays. It came out from the holidays, but it's one I've had in there before. It's a pretty good time waster. Searching for a Tannenbaum Steel 2022. This one's available to watch on the Frank Addington channel. It stars General Peters chopping down a Christmas tree at Bear Scott Stadium, snagging it, and that's it. It's a good film. Check it out. This is one that DPCX recommended years ago, and I did see it once, and it's very good. Three Godfathers, 1948. It's one of the only John Wayne films that I like. It has Harry Carey in it as well, Harry Carey Jr., and this one is a loose retelling of the Three Wise Men. The Magi it's a good film. It's a really good film. Check it out. And of course we have White Christmas, 1954. That's more of a good background type of movie to have on if you're like wrapping presents, but it is good. And Black Christmas, 1974, a groundbreaking horror film, maybe the first slasher film of all time. Halloween borrowed some stuff from it. It has John Saxon, so Black Christmas, 1974. If you like Christmas horror, that's a good one to watch. Margot Kidder as well. All right, so that's Christmasfest, boys. This is the breakdown of Christmasfest. We got 11 must-watches. We got a bunch of others. I was gonna put The Snowman 1982 in there. That's a good one to watch, but I think that's more of a January type of film, a little bit better in more post-Christmas type of film. Maybe even slide it into that little week after Christmas, that little dead period from the 26th to the 31st. But I don't think it's one you can check out as a Christmas film, The Snowman animated, but there's others I could put here, but I think this is the best of the others. So, and there's just so much to get through. 11 must watches in 25 days. Not that easy to do. So definitely feast your eyes on this, and let me know what you think in the comments or in the room. Just tell me which Christmas films you think are must watches, and which ones you're looking forward to, which ones you, from this list, that you thinking about that I sold to you tonight. That's Christmasfest, 25 days. And then after the little break period, we have the January season of movie watching, which is already up on the Frank Adkin channel. I will not be redoing that one, but it's one of my favorite seasons of movie watching. All right, guys, Merry Christmas. Enjoy Christmasfest. Thanks for checking this out. Our first time ever whiteboard breakdown of Christmasfest. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions, thoughts about any of these movies or about the Christmasfest season. All right, guys. A warm mug of cocoa is coming up.